Today we want to show you how to detail a window. So this is the few steps you take before you install the window. So we've put this layer of paper first. Now in this scenario we're using paper instead of tyvek, but you can substitute them if you wish. The whole idea behind any sort of papering job, window detail, is just making sure that water can get in, but it can also get back out. Because you don't want to trap water, and you want to shingle it and layer everything just like a roof, so that if water gets here, it can run over top of everything else. We've done the paper first and folded it up onto the sill, and we've done the same with the peel and stick. Then you can see these little blocks, that's just the shims for our windows. I like doing it this way. Like you can see, we've extended the peel and stick up to about this height along the sides, and we've papered the sides as well, folded it around just to protect the whole rough opening. But I like doing it this way so that when we paper, then we tuck underneath and keep that shingle effect, right? So everything's watershed. We tuck up under there, and this part of the window is the part that always rots because the moisture just runs down the window and just sits there and soaks. So I like that the peel and stick is here, that it can't soak through the paper and then just ruin the OSB. Plus the peel and stick could be a little bit self-sealing around any fasteners and that sort of thing. So let's throw a window in. Window's in. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is, you notice how it's called a detail, not a fast or a really fast. We're not trying to beat any Olympic records here. We want to do this right so that the building will last as long as humanly possible. Okay, a couple things to note now. I guess one, right along the bottom here, we don't need to do a reverse drip for this window because this manufacturer actually installs this piece here as the reverse drip. But if you were doing a reverse, you would do it at this stage so that if water did get in behind, it could actually go on top once again and down the face of all your paper. So now we have to do a few things first. We have to put some drip caps along the bottom. Then we want to paper over top of those, right? Do the shingle effect so that if water runs down, it can run out and off of the drip cap. Then we'll come up and we'll paper over top, and we'll paper just about 2 inches away, right up in here, relatively close, so we can put a 6-inch peel and stick over top, and then that'll give us a nice seal up against the flange, and it'll seal all our nails and everything. Now, this paper being here beforehand is kind of your backup. If for some reason water does creep in behind here, it does have an exit out of the bottom, and we've protected that corner, so if water does get in, once again, it's back on top. We haven't trapped it. Another thing to really keep an eye on is make sure that this window flange is not busted. Like if you have a crack on the inside corner, you either better get a new window or figure out how to fix that, because that is your seal. That's super important. So don't mishandle or throw the windows around and crack or break anything. So yeah, we're tucking under here. Then when we get to this stage, we go over top. We'll come up flush up to this level. We'll do that around the whole building. Then we'll peel and stick our sides. Sides first, then we'll do peel and stick across the top. Then we'll install our drip edge. Then we'll do another roll of peel and stick over top of the drip cap again, but we just got to keep it up about 1.25 inches because we're going to have a 1-inch dam up the side, so you want to just keep that gapped. Then we can just finish the paper on the top half once all the scaffold gets set up high. So that's kind of the process of how to do it. You just got to keep in mind, just let the water come in, let it leave, layer everything properly. And if we get a chance to come back before the guys get siding, we'll show you what it looks like, finished product, so that you know I'm not full of it. But till then, see you later. So we're at a point now where we can show you where we come up to. Tarp paper is at the top of the window. So we have this window over here that we can shoot an example from, and then this one's kind of what it looks like afterward. So let's kind of hop onto that. So we've come to a point where the tar paper is at the top of the window on both sides, Now we got to think about a few other things that we need to do. Now, if you can kind of see, this was that flap that was there before. So this tar paper, we went in underneath, right? And we watershed that. And then you can see that we went over top of all this. Now you can see that there's some peel and stick here and a drip cap here, but we'll get to that point. It's hard to tell how it's all layered together when you're looking at it from here. So that's why we'll show you what this looks like and then what it looks like at the end. So here, the next step is peel and stick the sides. So peel and stick the sides. We're gonna, that way it'll bond to here, it'll bond, seal up everything in here, all the way down. Then if water does get in, it just comes off of this flange and just watersheds off everything else. Same thing with the other side, is we'll just peel and stick that side, then we'll peel and stick across here. And we'll bond right to the flange and to the wood. Then we'll install the drip cap, and then we'll just keep going with everything else. Now, I like to peel and stick this right here because you can see from the drip cap, we'll try to get an angle for you, that if you didn't peel and stick behind, the water, like because it has the dams, the water could just scooch in through the sides. So if you didn't have this peel and stick here, it could scooch in behind your drip cap and mess some stuff up. So let's shoot this other window and see what this looks like. So this is what it'll look like after we get all the peel and stick and the drip cap on. So you can see we just gone up the sides, do that first, then we do the peel and stick across the top. Now you can see that we've got the drip cap in place. Now this piece is vital, but the other piece that's maybe debatable is this. We're gonna do about a 3 or 4 inch piece just across here to seal up some of the screw heads and that. Then at that point, we could just continue on papering. So we'll paper, let's say, give it a nice overlap and go over top, and then everything's watershed. Now, one thing I want to point out is with the side peel and stick, what's nice about it, we just went extra wide just for safety, because if you're gonna have a problem on your house wrap, it's gonna be on the windows. So that's why if water can't migrate or shouldn't be able to migrate in behind the peel and stick because it's adhered right to the flange. You've sealed up all your nails and that, and it can't migrate in behind. But if it does, we have the paper that was done before we installed the window that's also watershed, so that if water does get in, it still has an exit out of the bottom here. And you can see that we didn't touch this flange. Like, this flange is meant to just let water run off of it. Yeah, so the whole name of the game is allow for water to get in, make sure that you also give it a way out. You layer everything so it doesn't get trapped. And as it comes out down below at the drip caps, we'll show you a few things that we've done there as well. We started the video out showing you how to detail the windows, but we also wanted to just throw in how to detail the drip cap and why it's important. Now, you typically want to use a drip wherever there's a horizontal break in siding material. So in this case, we have parging going to siding. But anytime you have a horizontal break, whether it's smart trim or some transition of some kind, you know, if you're doing a deck ledger, you want a drip cap below the rim joist and then one above, right? You're always just trying to get water to exit. So that's the point of that. So after we detailed the windows, then we had to kind of create a game plan and make sure that we start at the bottom and move our way to the top, right? So in this case, we ran this peel and stick up higher. We ran that all the way around. Then we figured out the heights of our drip cap, installed those, and then we could paper and shed off of these. So, like, I'll beat this thing 100 times or say 1,000 times over, but water will come out and be allowed to exit off of the drip cap. So that's just the name of the game. So hopefully that helped you guys out, and thanks for tuning in. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or check us out on some of the following.